Handwriting is actually your signature of your intelligence and your learnings and your knowledge. A person who has very, very poor handwriting, there are definite problems with their personality, including great, great leaders also had bad handwriting. Although they may be great from outside, they may be having a lot of intrinsic problems. But today, what is happening to so-called influenced modern education? What are we doing? We have digitalized their writing. Of course, we have already become an Anguta chap. As you grow older, instead of signature, you are only putting your biometric prints with your thumb. That means so-called Anguta chap we have already achieved. But look at the children in their future. They must know how to write legibly. Clarity of writing, clarity of strokes, and arrangement of sentences. Of course, English language and grammar are different. That depends upon your interest, depends upon your English teacher, and your conversation within the family and outside the family. But why I am talking about signature? Signature is your personality. For example, right sides slant writing gives you a perfect personality. That means a balanced, logical, dependable, but a writing is scratchy, this side, that side. We have our friend Mallikarjun, who is a handwriting expert. He will tell you more about this. So the graphology and handwriting psychology is a very important factor which our children are missing. My dear teachers and schools, why you want to give homework online? Why don't you give them everything, a project or a writing by their handwriting? Why you want to give education through internet? What happened to your textbooks? That is what you have read. That is what we have read. A person who reads a textbook, his knowledge is very, very certain. It's going to stay there for longer time. But person totally depend upon internet, media-based education, it's volatile. You read a passage in ChatGPT, can you memorize it? You cannot. But a paragraph, I remember in examination we used to have a reference to context. All the glitters is not gold. So we used to remember that particular sentence, a reference to context, and then write about description in examination. Today children don't study for English paper in examination because it has become more of a language-based written. But it is not. It is your building up your personality, either English or Telugu or Hindi. Writing skill makes you more stable person. You remain what you are. Your core strength will remain very, very strong. I request education ministers, both in the central and states, please don't allow the schools to have an internet education till 10th class. At 40 years, we have learned how to operate phone, how to operate Windows, and we are handling Apple phones, we are handling digital cameras. How much time it will take to learn? It hardly takes. Children pick up everything. But some parents say, sir, jobs are all in the IT, so they must learn everything. We are not making slaves for other countries. We are making them study engineering and only to get a job, dissatisfied job, and person becomes vegetable in 15 to 20 years, and more high salaries in IT job makes them, exuberant in their attitude towards buying things, and they land up in bankruptcy. And you don't know, next day morning your job is there or not. Even if you earn 10,000 rupees, you do what you like. All this comes to handwriting. You know what you want. You know where you want to stay. You can be very, very stable even in a stressful situation. You can run your life in an average amount of salary. So please, teachers, school administrators, please reduce web-based education, allow them to read textbooks, Allow them to write. Don't give 20 pages of homework. 1 page homework is enough. Up to 10th class education is basic education. It's not going to give you the MBBS degree or engineering degree. It is all just a foundation. Foundation doesn't have to be, colored or decorative or false ceiling, nothing. Foundation is only a solid rock placed on the soil. That is how education should be. We studied less syllabi, but more efficiently. We could remember everything what we studied. Today you ask any child, nothing. I asked the other day MBBS guy. He said, sir, don't ask me anything. I am COVID batch. But तेरे को डिग्री कौन दिया रे? हाँ डिग्री मिल गया MBBS डिग्री. So handwriting, parents please make sure your child signs every day on a paper. Make sure at least copying. Don't have to memorize. Copy something from a newspaper or a book. Let them write. There are a lot of graphological items are available even in the internet. There you use. Only for learning little bit. Homework should not be in internet. No web-based downloading material. Let them refer books. It may look old-timed, but this is going to stay in your brain. Just think, do you have the same signature what you had earlier? But I do have.